Once upon a time, in the quiet village of Bethesda, lived a young man named Jacob. Jacob was known for his hardworking nature and unwavering faith in God. Despite losing his parents at a young age, he always trusted in the Lord's plan for his life. He lived with his grandmother, Esther, who often reminded him, "Jacob, trust in the Lord with all your heart, even when things seem dark." One day, a severe drought struck the village. Crops withered, wells dried up, and the villagers were struggling to survive. Jacob's small farm, which he depended on for his livelihood, was no exception. The once green fields turned brown, and every day seemed harder than the last. Despite his best efforts, nothing seemed to improve. Jacob's friends and neighbors often complained, saying, "Why does God let us suffer like this? Where is his help?" But Jacob, though burdened by the loss of his crops and the weight of his responsibilities, continued to pray. He knelt by his bedside each night, saying, "Lord, I don't understand why this is happening, but I trust you. Guide me, for I believe you have a plan." One evening, as Jacob was walking back from his fields, he noticed an elderly man sitting by the roadside. The man looked weak and hungry. Without a second thought, Jacob offered him the last of his bread and water. The old man smiled warmly, his eyes twinkling with gratitude. "Thank you, young man," he said. "You have shown great kindness when you have so little. Remember, the Lord sees your faith." The next morning, Jacob went to his field and found a surprise. A fresh stream of water had appeared, flowing through his land, nourishing the soil. It was as if God himself had reached down and blessed his fields. Slowly but surely, his crops began to grow again, healthier than ever before. News of the stream spread through the village, and many came to see it. Jacob welcomed them, sharing the water freely with everyone who needed it. As the drought persisted in the surrounding areas, Bethesda's villagers thrived. Jacob's farm became a place of refuge, and many marveled at how one small act of kindness could change their fortunes. The elderly man never returned, but Jacob often remembered his words, "The Lord sees your faith." Years passed, and Jacob's farm continued to flourish. The village grew, and Bethesda became a symbol of hope and trust in God's providence. Jacob's life was a testimony to everyone around him that, in every circumstance, no matter how dire, trusting in the Lord brings light in the darkest of times. Jacob would often stand at the stream, watching the clear water flow, and whisper, "Thank you, Lord, for being my guide when I couldn't see the way." His story of unwavering faith and kindness became a legacy that was passed down through generations, reminding all that when we trust in the Lord, He will make a way, even when there seems to be none. And so, the village of Bethesda continued to thrive, rooted in faith, nourished by kindness, and blessed by the ever-flowing grace of God. The end.